to Movement Yin. Hope you've had a good day so far. I thought we'd just come to stillness to start off with, which is always a good place to start in any practice. Find a comfortable seated position, sitting up tall. Close your eyes. And let's just take a few deep breaths together. Whatever your day has been, whatever's been on your heart, whatever's been in your mind, a lot going on in the world, whatever you're carrying in your body, we're going to address that because we tend to carry emotions in our neck, our shoulders, our hips, other areas, our heads, feeling heavy, hearts, and other unassuming areas that we don't realize that we carry tension, but we do carry emotional tension in our bodies, especially when we see a lot of things going on around us. So I want to address some of that and just work through some of that stuff, like noticing it, noticing what arises, not trying to push it away, but just simply meeting it with kindness. And so tall seated position, closing your eyes. Let's take that cleansing breath here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just a soft sigh. In through the nose, feel your body fill up with the inhale. And as you exhale, feel your body empty out. Do that again. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. We'll do two more of those and move on to one more breathing exercise. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. One more, and focusing on letting your whole body release on this next breath. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale, soften, soften, soften. I want us just to take 10 rounds of easy breaths together. So no fancy breathing exercises here, no counting the inhales or the exhales. I will count down from 10 to 1 and just fill up however much air you feel like filling up. So if you feel like taking a deep breath, take a deep breath. If you feel like taking a normal breath, take a normal breath, but just be with your breath. That's the point, is to remove, make space rather, between ourselves and our thoughts and come into our body and come into our breath. So 10 breaths, 10 rounds, an inhale and an exhale is one round, and just to focus on the breath. It's the simply rising, opening with the inhale, and falling, contracting with the exhale. That's all. Notice the body as you breathe. So let's try that. We'll inhale and exhale. 10. Inhale. Exhale. 9. Inhale. Exhale. 8. Inhale. Exhale. 7. Inhale. Exhale. 6. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale that deep breath in again. Exhale, side out the mouth. Close the mouth and breathe easy in and out through the nose. Smooth breath. Feel your belly rising, your lungs expanding, chest opening. And feel the gentle wave of the exhale. And see if that little moment we took just in the last minute or so, focusing on the breath, hasn't helped calm just a bit the mind, the body. And we keep coming back to bringing calm, softening, noticing things as they arise, creating more clarity and space between ourselves and our thoughts, letting emotions roll through instead of clenching them in the body. Being more receptive and responsive instead of reactive. It's what we're trying to cultivate. Just take a few more breaths here, easy breaths. Maybe you count down from 5 to 1 on your own, just in silence, noticing what's going on around you. Do that countdown from 5 to 1 on your own. Keep following the breath and let go of the count. And meet your hands over your heart for a moment with your eyes closed still here. Feel the subtle sensation of the heart beating faster as you breathe in, and the heart slowing down as you breathe out. Generally, that's the case when we breathe in. We engage that sympathetic nervous system, or sometimes called fight or flight mode, and we engage more the parasympathetic nervous system when we breathe out our calm, our rest response. And so maybe lengthening your exhales a bit more if you're noticing they're shorter. And so we can balance out those two systems. Body wants balance. All right, coming into your heart space, whatever is weighing there, whatever you're feeling, in this moment, whatever's been on your heart, take a moment to set an intention for something positive, something you like to see manifest in your life that's going to elevate your quality of life, help you evolve as a human being living on this earth, sharing this air and this space with other human beings. So whatever it is, maybe something really simple. I can de-stress myself, which in turn helps serve others, or something else entirely. So just take a deep breath and commit to your intention. It just comes from your heart. Inhale and exhale. Okay, we keep coming back to the breath throughout the practice. Let's start to warm up the body though. All of us have been sitting or bending over a lot during the day, so we'll still be in a seated position. I'm going to stay in my bolster for this next little part. If you want to sit on something soft, feel free. And we're just going to waken up the arms by giving them a gentle tap. And then feeling it in the shoulders and the neck, just gently bringing awareness to the parts of our body. And we notice, okay, there's lots of tension in the head or the neck or the jaw or the throat when you bring gentle touch there. And so just noticing it and working your way through the body and feeling it in the legs. What does it feel like to bring gentle touch to the body and awareness? Bringing awareness to these receptors in the body. And starting to waken up the shoulders. You can come back to a seated position, just feeling that sensation move through the body. And then begin to add in some really gentle movement in the neck. So let the shoulders settle, draw the chin into the chest. Draw one ear over to one shoulder, it doesn't matter, we'll go both sides, and then back to center and gently over to the other side. And notice what's going on in the neck. Notice your breath. Come back to your inhale and your exhale. And just start to become aware. I encourage you to close your eyes here if that's dizzying, then of course you can keep your eyes open. And then linger on each area, front, side, back to front, and side. And go back a little bit if that feels okay. There's some tension that arises sometimes in the back of the neck, so you usually go all the way back. And just coming back upright, start to move the torso. And then you feel the torso moving sort of along that axis of the hips and the legs, going in one direction, moving the arms, sides of the waist. About 4 or 5 times in one direction and then switch sides. Go the other way. Feel the torso waking up, sides of the waist. Take a nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. And whatever breath occurs, I tend to go to that heated breath, but if you just want to breathe easy and breathe more out the mouth, it's starting to get hotter, summer's here, so maybe that feels good to take a breath through the mouth. Just come back up right here and just take some side body stretches. So one arm reaches up as you inhale, and as you exhale, reach it down. Inhale the opposite arm up, and exhale it down. Inhale it up and over. Exhale down. Inhale up and over. Exhale down. One more side to side, just waking up this upper part of the body. We'll add in some legs in a minute. Yeah. And then coming back upright, reach both arms up. Feel the stretch through the sides of the waist. Inhale, you might feel some tension in your shoulders. As you exhale, release the tension in the shoulders and take a tiny twist. Yeah, so not a like jerky twist, but just like an easy twist. Inhale back to center and exhale over. Now just rotating the spine. Inhale up. Exhale, easy, gentle twist. Don't have to always be in jerking around mode. Inhale, back up. Exhale, little twist. And one more side to side. Notice where your head and your neck go. Maybe you automatically turn it a lot. And just notice that pattern that arises. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, hands to heart. All right, we're gonna come straight into standing. So starting to waken up our legs. We'll come to the top of the mat in standing and just feel the ground for a moment underneath your feet. Relax your shoulder blades down and back. Do that a few times again. Feels different when you're in standing than seated. And then start to rock back and forth through your feet. So lift your heels, lift your toes. And spread your toes. Even if you're wearing socks, you can spread your toes. It's good to really stretch out our toes. And then eventually settle on the heel, the big toe mound, and the ball of the pinky toe. So that's like tripod corners of the foot. And root in. Lift and spread all 10 toes and then lower them gently down. Feet about hip distance apart. We'll inhale, bring the arms up. And as you exhale, bend to the knees, round up to the spine and reach forward. As you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, reach your arms back and open your chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, round up the spine, release the head forward. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, open up as if you're going to shoot up and fly up into the sky. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, round out. Stretch your shoulders. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, trying to open from the chest and not too much bend in the lower back. Inhale up. Exhale, forward. And one more here. Inhale up. Exhale, back. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale, forward. Inhale up. Exhale, back. And now, inhale, arms back up. Exhale, bend the knees. And we'll just sink into this kind of an easy chair. We're not going to go super deep, but just nice easy chair where we're bending the knees. The legs are starting to feel active. You feel the arms active. Be here for a moment, pulsing a little. And then bring your hands through to your heart. Notice the energy of the arms settling. Relax your shoulders, sinking. And we'll walk your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Sink in a little bit more. We're adding gradually into a little more intensity. Weight should be back into the heel, into the hips. And then again, reach the arms up. So you can inhale here. As you exhale, exhale out the mouth and point the palms forward. Release the head down. If that feels okay, if that doesn't feel okay, then keep the neck and head lifted. Inhale back into that high chair. We're going to do a few of these. Exhale out the mouth. Forward. Inhale, feeling, the idea of pressure building up, and then let it go. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, back up. 2 more here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, back up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, back up. And then as you exhale, just find mountain pose for a moment. Feet back into hip distance apart. Should have said this at the beginning. But whatever we're doing, if it doesn't feel right, if it's starting to pain, please skip it or modify and do what you need to do to not harm your body, creating no pain in the body. Yeah, just be there for a moment with the energy that we've created thus far and take a deep breath. Okay. Still adding movement in the body. We're still doing that movement part. Let's open up wide. And we've done this before. Pointing the toes out, heels in. Bend the knees a little bit here. So creating an externally rotated hip with the knees and the toes point out. Again, we don't need to go super low. You can be here and still feel something opening here. Bringing the arms out here. Open up the chest here, bringing the arms back, and as you find an exhale, round forward as if you're going to give a big beach ball, big hug. Inhale, open up. Exhale, scoop it in. Inhale, open up. Exhale, scoop it in. Inhale, open up and straighten your legs. Exhale, bend in your knees and scoop them round. Inhale, straighten up, open up. Exhale, scoop and round. And 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And inhale, stand tall, reach up. Turn the right toes in, turn the left toes out. Bend into your right knee slightly, and maybe give your left knee a little bend, so you don't have to lock it or keep it completely straight. You can bend it here. And reach your arms long, creating a bit of fluid movement, starting to reach back and forth. It's nice to not have to be so rigid. And bringing the front forearm onto the front thigh, inhale the back arm up and over. As you exhale, back up. Inhale, flip the front palm and reach the front arm back. So very gentle version of this flow, back to center. Inhaling forward and feeling the arms slowly here. Exhale, another inhale, bring it back. Yeah, we're moving on the inhale, pausing on the exhale. Inhale, reaching 1 more here. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale back to center. Straighten up through that front leg. And bend. Straighten out. And bend in. And straighten up. And bend in. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Bring the hands together. Straighten up through that front leg. And lean back. Take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Don't have to lock the knee. It can be easy. Come back upright. And release. Turning those toes in, those left toes, relaxing the shoulders, do some easy movements in the hips, maybe a hip circle going in one way, going in the other way, just to release it out, and go to the other side. So turn the left toes out, right toes in, right knee can be bent as well. Right toes out, left toes in. This mirror here. Arms reach long, and then just gentle movements here. Reaching, inhaling, exhaling to lift up, inhaling to reach up and back, exhaling back to center, inhaling forward, exhaling center, inhaling, reaching, exhaling center, and one more here. Inhale, reach, and exhale, inhale, reach, and exhale, center. Straighten up through that front leg, and bend it. Let's add some arms this time. Inhale, reach up, straighten up, exhale, bend in. Inhale, reach up, exhale, bend in. One more here, inhale up, exhale, bend in. Next time you come up, hold it here, hands up, gently lean back to the breath. And release any tension you feel in your shoulders, your neck, your throat. And back to center. Relax the shoulders and slowly heel forward. Find mountain pose again and feel what's going on. I can feel some heat building, right? I can feel the body warming up. What does that feel like? How does that feel in the breath? What's going on in the mind? All that, all connected. Okay, deep breath here. Inhale and sigh it out. Walking the feet a little wider than hip distance. Inhale, bring the arms up. As you exhale, sink into your high chair. Maybe go a little bit lower this time. Inhale. And this time, exhale. Go all the way forward. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Maybe the hands graze the ground with the knees bent. Maybe they don't. That's totally fine. We're going to be here for a moment, just letting the whole back body stretch. So creating more of a stretch in the backs of the legs, the lower back, the upper back, and so on. And so you can grab your elbows, do this little sway. If this is dizzying at all, I've felt that before myself, then you can just kind of be here with the head lifted. So option to modify. Take a big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Then one more, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Where are you feeling tense in the body? Where can you release a bit more? And then release the hands down, bend into the knees, and slowly make your way down onto the ground. I've got one more hip opening movement before we take our first yin pose. Let's first go a little bit side to side. If being on the wrist is painful, of course we want to spread the hands, but if being on the wrist is painful, you can always double over the mat. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes we come onto forearms, and sometimes we're just here. Or sometimes we come onto fists, sometimes we're here on the forearms. Okay, a little sway side to side. Take a big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, one more movement to open up both sides of the hips in both legs. So let's be here in tabletop, or even better, be here on forearms so you're not putting pressure on the wrist. We're taking the right leg back, pointing the toes back, bending into the knee, opening up the hip, and inhaling the leg straight. Exhale, bringing the knee into the chest. So inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, legs straight. Exhale, knee in. If that feels like a lot of compression, then unwind a little bit. You can do straight leg or less. If that feels like too much, and of course we can be here too. Inhaling, legs straight, exhaling. Inhale, legs straight, exhale. Bring it in. And now just bring that knee down. Take a moment to bring the knees out wide, bring the hips back into a child's pose, and just sort of feel the difference between sides. Notice where there's tension, and breathe. Okay, going to the other side. And same thing, we can be up here on the forearms. Option, we can be up on the hands, or up, option to be on the forearms. You choose. Inhaling, legs straight. Exhaling, knee bent, open the hip. Inhaling, legs straight. Exhale. Inhaling, legs straight. Exhale, open it. Notice what happens when you open and close the hip. Bring the knee in. Inhale, legs straight. Exhale, open. Inhale, legs straight. Exhale, in. Inhale, legs straight. Exhale, open. And inhale, legs straight. Exhale. One more. Inhale, legs straight. Exhale, open. Inhale, legs straight. Exhale, in. And put it down. Okay, back to that wide leg. Child's pose. Knees out wide. Big toes touch. Sink the hips towards the heels. And here we start to meander into our yin practice. So we've done a bit of movement. You can feel the heat. You feel something going on in the hips. Hopefully not pain, but maybe different sensation. Okay, first pose for our yin practice is going to be, we're here in child's pose, and we're just going to take the hands together, bring them overhead, elbows about shoulder distance apart, and rest the head down. And so it might not feel like much, but you do start to get this stretch in the back of the upper arm, and you kind of feel it radiate up into your shoulders. And so just pay attention to where where tension is going, where you can find yourself in this pose, and maybe you just find yourself here, hands aren't so back behind. And so first order in yin pose is getting into the pose, finding your edge, so to speak. And the second part is finding stillness, really settling into wherever you are in the pose. You can certainly modify. And then surrendering to it. And surrendering can be, kind of, I don't really want to, or, there's resistance to that. And so notice where you find resistance. See if you can come into your breath. And in order to focus in on your breath, we're going to take 20 rounds of breath in this pose. And if you're feeling any pain, you can always come back, bringing the hands forward or bringing the arms back entirely. About 18 more rounds of breath here. Just take it, count it down, and be with your breath. If you're still counting down, if you lost track of count, whatever's going on, take a few more breaths here with me. We'll count down 5 breaths. Inhale and exhale, surrender. Inhale and exhale, surrender. Inhale and exhale, let go of tension. Inhale and exhale. And now bring your arms forward, stretch out your arms. Begin to walk your hands over to the right side. It's really nice to stretch out the left side to the breath. And inhale back to center. And exhale, go to the other side. Take a breath. Inhale back to center. And very slowly, very gently, begin to lift yourself up and Feel the effect of that. You might be feeling it in a little bit in the neck, the top of the shoulder. And so there's something going on in this area, the sides of the waist, and oh yeah, you're probably feeling it in the hips too. So there's a lot going on in that pose. Let's kind of find a neutral position now. Feet are flexed, pulling back. Knees can be bent as needed, but Dandasana staff pose. It's a really great pose to rebuild our posture, especially if we've been doing rounding through the spine a lot. So a lot of us driving and texting and all that, there's this forward motion that's part of our modern culture. And so we're just going to correct that a bit. Drawing the shoulders back, as if we're kind of pushing the shoulders into a wall, the head leaning back a little bit. And the head really is just floating above the neck. The neck is long and straight. And then if you're feeling tension in your shoulders, close your eyes and just say soften to yourself as you exhale. Soften, soften, soften. Try to create this right angle between your legs and your torso. Keep your eyes closed here, belly is slightly toned in. And let's take about 12 rounds of breath together. Inhale and exhale, 12. Inhale and exhale, 11. Inhale and exhale, 10. Inhale and exhale, 9. Inhale and exhale, 8. Notice where there's tension, soften even as you're active. Exhale, 7. Inhale and exhale, 6. Inhale and exhale, 5. Inhale and exhale, 4. Inhale and exhale, 3. Inhale and exhale, 2. Inhale and exhale, 1. Okay. Bend into the knees and just bring one leg in front of the other. So maybe you cross the ankles and that's more conducive to you, but it's really just an easy seated position. Moving the flesh of the buttocks away, rolling the shoulder blades down the back, and creating a simple seated twist. Maybe we did this one last week, but it's a good one to do every time. Hands start in the rib cage because we're going to try to twist more from the obliques. We'll start to go to the left side, so starting to pull the left ribs back a little bit, the right ribs over. You can feel this action of rotating through the rib cage. And the shoulders are playing some role in this action in the spine, so noticing that. And then just releasing the hands. This right arm comes over. Whatever side you're doing. Sitting up tall. Twisting through the ribs a little bit more, but not really jerking it. Just allowing that twist to occur with less effort. And then we can move the neck. Looking back. Looking over this shoulder. Try to create your central column long and tall with integrity. Like a spiral staircase. Central column, holding it up, spiraling around is vertebrae, spine. Inhale as you lengthen up. Exhale as you micro twist a little deeper. And so just stay here with your breath for a little while. Close your eyes. Notice where tension arises in the pose. Where are you holding tension? In your shoulders, soften. In your jaw, soften. In your head, soften. And meet yourself kindly in the pose. And notice, begin to notice. Okay, now notice something unassuming. What's your big toe in your right foot doing? What's your big toe in your left foot doing? Noticing all these parts of the body connected.
think there's one quote in one of my favorite teachers, I think it was BKS Iyengar, who was saying, if you don't, how do you know yourself if you don't know your big toe? So we get to know our big toes a little more in our practice. Yeah. And our fourth toes and our fifth toes. You know that. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, a little tiny twist deeper. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, a little tiny twist deeper. And slowly unwind. Ooh. Come back to center. Feel the effects. What's happening in the body. What's happening in the mind, in the breath. Take a big breath here. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And start again with the hands onto the ribs. Gently drawing and going, mimicking right. So right ribs back, left goes over, and maybe vice versa. Sitting up tall. And feeling that twist occur to about a place where we can't go any further. If we went further, we could probably crank it, but why not just stop here, release the arms, and then gently add in a bit more, if it's there, over time, over a few breaths. And of course, you can, if it feels nice, turn the head. Might not feel nice, and so in which case, we just can keep the neck and the shoulders where they are, and the head. Close the eyes. And I'm trying to remind myself not to push into the pose. Just see what happens when I surrender to the pose. Long, tall column going straight up. Vertebrae wrapping around, twisting around. So we find our tall spine on the inhale and we find our twist on the exhale. And stay with that breath for a few more breaths in this pose. If you're feeling discomfort, notice it. No pain, but discomfort sometimes arises when we move different parts of the body in different ways, in new ways. Find a sense of softness in your jaw, in your throat, in your cheeks. And take 3 more big breaths together with me here. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, gentle twist deeper. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, gentle twist deeper. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, side out through the mouth. And slowly unravel. A lot going on in the rib cage. Should be feeling it there more than the shoulders. Because we want to really move the obliques. All right, sit with it for a moment. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice deep breath out. Nice. All right, we haven't done much with the hips in our yin poses yet. Let me check the time. Okay. This is one of the poses I wanted to try today was pigeon pose. But our hips, they may be not as warmed up as they were just a little while ago. So come back into tabletop, move your hips a little bit side to side. And I'm going to give a variation here first. So we can do this figure 4. This is option to do this one with ankle over knee. Knee pointed out to the side. You can hold on here or here, lifting up, or you can even be back here. So this is definitely the gentler alternate to pigeon pose. Otherwise, if you want to try it, we start from tabletop. We bring the right knee forward, right knee pivots out to the side, and generally speaking, we want to bring the shin more parallel with the mat that's not possible in a lot of bodies. So then we just do what we can, bringing this heel here, but keeping the front foot flexed and outstretching the back leg back. And usually I like to use a bolster to bring underneath the hips under this pose. So if you've done this before and it feels okay and you want to try it, it can be a really nice release in the hips. We just want to make sure we're not crunching in the lower back. If that's the case, I'd rather benefit more from doing this, right? Because you're essentially stretching the same area. There's just a different thing going on in this leg. And so, if this feels okay, you can be here, you can be in that figure 4. You can come forward a little bit. We always want to keep this front foot active and toes pulling back to the knees so we can keep the knees safe. And when we let this foot go limp, then sometimes the knee twerks and all that. No good, no bueno. And so back toes point, top foot into the mat. We can be coming down here, or we can be more upright. Just find your edge, find your stillness, and soften, surrender into it. So I wanted to do something with the hips because we also carry a lot of tension in the hips. We'll be here if you find that you can go more forward, great. Just find your place. Again, taking figure 4 if that makes more sense to you. And just find about 10 more rounds of breath. On your own, close your eyes. Soften your forehead, your eyebrows. Release your jaw. Feel tension leaving your body even as you stretch. And wherever you are, whatever pose you're in, wherever you are in your quad or counting your breath, come back and join me for 3 more deep breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Release down into the hips. In through the nose, and let it go. Okay. Start to release out from pigeon. Easy way to come out is just swing that back leg forward. If you're in figure 4, then just unwind it. And we'll all meet here for a moment. With the feet out in front, do this little side to side movement, which we have done before. Yeah, and you can really feel a difference between sides. Doesn't matter which pose you are in. You're still going to feel a lot of difference between one hip and the other. And so notice that. Notice what changes in the body as you move, as you hold a pose. And focus your energy and your breath. Okay, so we'll start with the modification. Ankle over knee, knee out to the side. We can be here, just making sure we're keeping the spine long. Foot is flexed, push through the big toe mound. The same applies in pigeon pose. And so it's the same angle we're doing in pigeon pose. Hands can be back behind. I'm essentially doing the same thing. Leg is in the same rotation, hip is in the same rotation. I'm just bringing it forward, bringing my opposite leg back, and you can certainly come into it a different way. But then just kind of settling in here, and you may notice that, certainly feeling it, in your body, one side is different than the other. So our hips are not always same openness or tightness on either side. Just lean into that. And if you're here in pigeon, we're trying to get the hips a little more square. Pointing those back toes into the ground, and then maybe coming forward a bit. Taking some breaths here, closing your eyes, leaning into whatever the sensation is of the pose. And Noticing where we can release tension. Where is there sensation? Where is there tension? And where can I release? How can I release? Through your breath, soften on the exhale. About 8 more rounds of breath together here. Inhaling and exhaling. In and out. Soften. In and out. Soften. In and out. In and out breath. About 4 more here. In through the nose. Feel free to sigh out the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. One more. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Here we go. Finding our way out of it. So again, whether you're in pigeon or figure 4, releasing it out, we meet here and do this little movement. Hold it off to one side for a moment. And then back to center and off to the other side for a moment, and just feel how both sides have now evened out. One might feel a little more intense than the other because we just did that side. But indeed, we did the pose on both sides. Just feeling it there. Back to the staff pose for just a moment. Feet are out in front. Sitting up tall. Hands to either side, shoulders back. Soften your eyes. 3 breaths here. Inhale. Sit up tall. Exhale. Heavy in the legs and hips. Release. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. Down onto the mats we go for a little side body stretch, and finally we take an extended shavasana. So while we're here down onto the mat, just reach the body long for a moment. Feels nice to stretch it out, point the toes, reach the fingers. As you exhale, big sigh out the mouth, audible sound. If you're alone, doesn't matter, so just let it go. Relax your shoulders, relax your elbows. Inhale, reach the body. Exhale, let it go. And one more inhale. Through the nose, float out through the mouth. Keep your arms overhead. Walk your feet together over to the right side and begin to bend your body a little bit over to the right with the upper body as well as the lower body. You can cross the left leg over the right. And just for a moment, we'll take the side body stretch like a banana shape. You'll find your banana shape stretching. Take a breath here. Very nice. And come back to center and go to the other side. Walk it over. You can cross it over if you like. And lean the body, creating that banana shape over here. Take a breath. Inhale. Creating space to stretch. Exhale to soften. And let's come back to center. And now if there's anything else that you want to do, that you want to try, then do it now. Whatever it is, maybe you just like to move your ankles and your wrists and release the body. Maybe it just feels good to come in here with the knees after that hip opening stretch. And maybe some spinal movement. Just knees side to side to release out the lower back. But if you're really not needing any more movement, you're ready to take this restive pose that we always take at the end of practice, then make yourself comfortable. Grab a pillow to put under the knees. You can grab something to cover the eyes and make it your own. Make it your own pose and shape. Just take a moment to get there. And I'm going to walk us through a guided shavasana and give us a moment to rest in silence. So, I like to cover my eyes with something. If you have a towel or an eye pillow, something with a little bit of weight to bring over the eyes is really nice. And melt your shoulder blades into the earth once you get here, and just let your bones start to feel heavier. So systematically bringing the body into rest, right? Starting to let the big joint areas and big bone areas be heavy. The tops of the thighs, femur bones heavy. The knees are relaxed. The lower legs, the calf muscles melting into the earth. The feet just gently releasing out. The hips, the front of the hip bones and the back of the hip bones, relax the glutes, the buttocks. Soften the belly. You tend to carry tension there. Relax the sides of the waist, the rib cage, releasing. Allow the shoulders again to melt into the earth. The arm bones become heavy. The upper arm, the lower arm, the back of the hands, the fingers, the palms. Whatever heaviness you're feeling in your heart and your chest, take a moment to feel it. Letting whatever you can release move through down into the earth, through your back body. Softening the chest cavity. Soften the front of your throat, back of your neck. Soften the right and left side of the jaw, the chin. Soften the tongue and the inside of the mouth. Let the cheekbones feel released and heavy. Let the eyes, imagine them melting back into their sockets. Soften the tops of the eyes. The forehead, release any wrinkles. Feeling the hair and the scalp. Feeling the back of the skull heavy into the earth. Releasing this heavy, bony area, which is our head. Heavy, carries our brain. Releasing tension there. And then using your next couple of exhales to release tension wherever you feel it in your body, in your heart. Using your exhales to let go, soften. Going deeper into this stillness, release. Going there as best as you can in this moment. Allowing whatever is going on around you to be for a moment. Taking this time to recharge yourself, to balance, to find peace, clarity, calm. Go deeper into this space of stillness. For the next little while, we'll continue on in silence and then wrap up. So enjoy the Shavasana for a little while longer in your stillness, in your silence. Just be with your breath, actively using your exhale to continue to release. Shavasana pose. Slowly and gradually begin to deepen your breath, but still be in this space of using your exhales to release tension and soften in your body. Your exhale may take the form of breathing and sighing out through the mouth. Maybe it feels better to exhale through the nose, but use it as a tool to soften and release where you can. Very gradually begin to just move your outer limbs, your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet, waking up from the outside towards the inner parts of the body, to the knees and the elbows, waking up the shoulders and the hips a little bit. Bring awareness into your belly, your torso, your neck, and your head. And whatever else feels good to gradually add movement back in, maybe a full body stretch. Take a moment to breathe, that softening, releasing exhale out again. No, you can always come back into this practice of using your exhale as a tool to release tension in your heart, your mind, your body, whenever you need to take a moment to reset. And begin to waken up still, bending your knees, planting your feet. Roll off gently to one side and feel free to keep your eyes closed and rest there for a moment. We come back to this position, the end of practice, to, it's a very natural position, very like humanistic position where we start off in the womb in this position. Just coming back here, connection with our beginning. Releasing it one more time, whatever you need to, into the earth, whatever you can. And gently lifting yourself up with a little more lightness. Just a little more, maybe a lot more. Finding seated once again, closing the eyes. And we'll just again bring the hands over the heart. Feel for the beating of the heart. It gently gets a little faster when we breathe in and a little slower when we breathe out. Notice that. Come back to your intention. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Bring the hands to heart center together, and we'll end as we always do in one Om, signifying the oneness of sharing in the practice together, sharing in this life experience of sharing the air, breathe, connecting to all living beings in this way, by taking this Om. So feel free to join if you like. Inhale, exhale to cleanse the breath. Inhale, Om. Inhale, cleansing breath.
And exhale. Inhale. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.